Old man lost in the desert. Reports say he might have ED, prostate, and probably a bad memory. Okay, I'm making fun of the Book of Boba Fett, but my honest opinion, I feel disappointed, feel betrayed. The executives at Star Wars let me down. There was a lot of hype for this new series of Star Wars, the Book of Boba Fett. I think it's something nobody really wanted to see, but then when we saw Boba Fett be such a badass at the end of Mandalorian season 2, a lot of us got excited. I mean, the dude, he wrecked house. He was a badass, and I think a lot of us Star Wars fans like to see badass stuff. That's why a lot of us like Darth Vader, and we like the Rebels, and we like to see these things happen. We're there for the story, and I think this series disappointed in a lot of the action, disappointed in the story, that's the biggest part, and disappointed also in the way it was filmed. I'm going to try to keep this spoiler free as much as I can, but a few things might slide here and there. I think this is a very slow start to a series. The first episode is below average. It's not great. It's slow. There's a big 20 something minutes worth of this show is just flashback scenes and stuff that I don't think anybody really wanted to see, had any interest. I think a lot of this stuff could have been taken care of in a very short 5-minute sequence or something, montage or whatever. But I was like, okay, whatever. This is setting up his background story. It's probably going to have some major implications later down the road. First episode slow, second episode slow, third episode kind of forgot about it, but I think it was slow too. Then towards the middle of this show, something happens tragic to the desert family of Boba Fett. It's like he's going to exact vengeance and whatever. And then towards the end, we just have a random episode of The Mandalorian. Now, this was the best episode of the entire season, which is kind of sad. I will say Bryce Dallas Howard is a phenomenal director. I would love to see more of her stuff, whatever she's doing. I think, just my opinion, but if she would have directed the entire season of the Book of Boba Fett, I think this could have been so much more. I think she's very creative with the material she's given, and she's great at directing actors. And also, on a note of that, some of the directors here, like Robert Rodriguez, he's phenomenal. He is a big part of this industry. He has done some fantastic stuff. But he did not do a good job. I think he directed 2 or 3 episodes. They were not great. They were almost seemed like he was just doing his job. And filmmaking, making movies, TV shows, I think it's a form of art, and I think the artist should try different stuff, be creative. And this was just standard shots, standard filmmaking, and a little disappointed with that. Towards the end, we see a bunch of fan service type of stuff, and I don't think there's anything bad with fan service. We just watched Spider-Man 3 months ago, and it broke the box office. I believe domestically it surpassed Avatar, which is a big deal. Then we have Endgame and Infinity War, just big movies that broke all sorts of expectations, all sorts of box office records. And you know what? They had a lot of fan service in there, but they did have really good story. And that is what the Book of Boba Fett is missing. The story's not really there. I don't think the people at Star Wars, at Lucasfilms, knew where they wanted to take this franchise or this new series. And we expect as fans a lot from Star Wars because it's premium content. This is not some little show out of nowhere that nobody knows anything about. We have been hearing about Boba Fett for the last 40-something years, I think. We've known about this character for a long, long time. And now that he did take his helmet off, now that we do know more about him, kind of disappointed. And the dude that played him, I'm sure he's a great actor. I haven't seen much of his stuff. But he's not a badass. He's kind of somebody that... a weakling, almost. Yeah, he's not excited. If there was a season 2 of Boba Fett, would I watch it? Probably, but maybe in a flight, or maybe if I have to go on a road trip and somebody else is driving and I'm bored, I don't want to talk to them. Okay, maybe I'll watch some Boba Fett. I'm not excited for a season 2. I don't know if there is going to be a season 2. And it also seemed like they were using this just to plug in some of their other characters. Like, hey, look, there's Luke here, and there's the child of, and spoiler alerts. And Ahsoka, and I don't know, whoever else was there. And it felt cheap. It felt like we ran out of ideas. So here, let's just throw a few characters. So yes, disappointed, but excited for Mandalorian Season 2. Excited for the other properties that are coming out for Star Wars. And fingers crossed that this was just a fluke. And we're going to have amazing Star Wars content in the future. But let me know your thoughts, what you think. And remember, folks, you owe it to yourself to watch great cinema.